you. I'm going to be offering a flow that includes one of my least favorite poses, which happens to be the chair pose, Uttanasana, and some variations of crow pose. So this would be a little bit more advanced, and it might be something you use after your warming up portion of your class, or maybe right before you come to cool down. We are going to warm our bodies up a little bit here. So just beginning to come into a mountain pose, maybe rocking a little side to side so you can feel your feet on the floor. Maybe a little swing, lifting toes. We'll stop any motion in the center. Feet about hips width apart here. And we're just going to lift and lower a few times. Lifting and lowering just a few times. Lifting and lowering the heels. Waking up the ankles. And then coming back, feel your feet on the floor. You might bring your hands onto your thighs. We're just going to bend and straighten here a few times. Keep your focus on your feet and the sensation of connecting with the earth, the floor. All right, one more time here, getting the knees moving, getting the hips moving here. Coming back through neutral here. Let's bring the shoulders up, back, and down here just a few times. Roll your shoulders a few times one way, roll them the other way. And stop in the center, let your arms dangle down. Let's take your right arm out to the right, bring it across. Other arm's gonna cross over the top, and my phone is in reverse, so keep that in mind. I keep reminding, because when I go back and look, I'm like, that's crazy. That's not my right foot. Breathe into it here, relax your shoulder if it feels good for you. Then you might let your chin come down to your chest and let your left ear come towards your left shoulder. Bring it back through, release your arm, shake it out a little bit. Let's take the left arm over, hook the right arm, and then relax your shoulder. Take a few breaths here. Chin can stay neutral, or maybe you let it come down from your right ear to your right shoulder. And taking one more breath, release the arms, release the head, come back to neutral here. So from here, I'd just like you to bring your arms forward and down. Just bring them forward and down just a few times. Feel what's happening in your shoulders as you do this. So if it doesn't feel good to bring your arms forward, leave them by your side or don't come up as far. One more time. Take your arms by your side, bend your knees, take your hips back, I'll turn sideways. So trying to keep your knees over your ankles the best you can, and then press down. Squeeze at the top, take it back, and squeeze, and one more time. Take it back, and come up and squeeze. Find yourself back in mountain pose. From here, we're going to come into chair pose. So hips go back, arms can be here, out in front, or up. Keep scooping the low belly up and in. Try to keep your knees over your hips. One more breath here. Come up. See if you can lift your heels up. Take your hips back. Chair pose. And come up, tiptoes. One more time, chair pose. Pick up your left heel. Step your left foot back. Let's take the hands back. Extend through your fingertips, extend through the crown of your head. And I'm just bending and straightening here, both legs a little bit. Take one more breath here. Bring your left foot forward. Step back into neutral. Let's heel toe the feet a little wider. Bring your hands onto your low back, elbows close. Lift your heart space. A little bit of back bend here. Come back through. Heel toe your feet to neutral. Keep your right hand down. Let's take the left arm up and over. Looking down or forward or up. Lateral movement through the body. Come on back up here. Feel your feet on the floor. Shrug your shoulders back and down. Take your hips back. Come into your variation of chair pose here. We're going to come up onto the tippy toes and sit it back. Scoop your low belly in and up. One more time. Come up. Sit it back. Chair pose. Pick up your right heel. Take your right foot back. Sweep your arms back. Reach those fingertips back. Crown of the head forward. And again, if it feels good, to bend and straighten through the legs here. Stepping or staying in neutral here. Bring your right foot forward, sit those hips back, come up. Heel toe your feet about as wide as your mat. Bring your hands around onto your low back. Draw your elbows towards one another. Strengthen your back body so the front body can stretch here. Come on back through heel toe to about hips width apart. Left hand staying on the left hip, right arm's coming up and over. Reach over to the right. Actually, we're reaching over to the left with the right arm. Can I make it any more confusing? Take one more breath here. Come back through the center. Heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. Dial your toes to turn out. Bring your hands on your thighs. Take your hips back. Some of us will stay right here. Some of us are going to come down and squat. You could always sit on a block here as well. Let your hands come down. Take your hips up. Let your head go. Bend to the knees. Come back into your variation of this squat. It might be more of an umpire pose. That's fine. And take it up. And down. And take it up. Heel toe your feet to neutral, press down, rise up, sweep your arms up over your head. We're going to go through a sun salutation to keep warming the body, so feet about hips width. Take it up, sweep your arms up, soften your knees to fold forward, chin in towards your throat. Come into a flat back here, long spine. As you're breathing, take it back into high or low plank here and come down slowly. Keep your arms close to your side. Press down to rise up. Feels good to make a little movement here. Make a little movement here. Come back through downward dog. It's our first one of this series, so find your way in it. We'll take one more breath here. Bend your knees, look forward. Come forward, fold forward, rise up, sweep up. We'll do that one more time, just a little more quickly. Let your breath bring you forward. Flat back. Take it back into plank. Make your way down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. What is in your practice? Sweep up, lift up. Rest in down dog. Maybe you need child's pose. Do what's appropriate for your energy level today. Let's take one more breath right here. Soften your knees, look forward, bring yourself forward. Fold forward, press down, rise up, sweep your arms up over your head. Come back down through the center line. We're going to come into a standing balance posture here. So we'll be bringing our right foot up. I'm sorry, this is my left foot. It's like playing Twister. Right knee's bending, left heel's coming up. Knee over ankle. So my right hip is moving back, my left hip is moving back. And then when and if, hands might come out in front. I'm really wobbly. Take one more breath here. Press down, come up, step your left foot back, and we're gonna bring our hands to frame our foot here. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Begin to heel toe your right foot to the right, dial the toes out to the right. Bring your left foot outside of your left hand. I'm gonna step back just a little bit. Let your hands come down, hips down. Come into your yogic squat here. Let your hands come down to your mat. Shoulders width apart. Shoulders width apart. Hands spread out wide. Heel toe, your toes touching now. Lift your knees towards the back of your armpits. Begin to bend your elbows over your wrists. Look forward. And you might begin by lifting your left toes. If the right toes are agreeable, right toes can move. Release. Feet are about as wide as the mat. Fold forward. Press down, rise up. Sweep the arms up over the head. Come back to the top of your mat in mountain pose. Arms come down by the sides. So a lot of times with arm balancing, I hear people say, I don't have the upper body strength. It's actually the core strength. I mean, the arms have to have some strength too, but it's really in the core and finding those muscles that need to engage. Pick up your right heel now, right heel. Soften your left knee a little bit. We're gonna cross the ankle over the knee, coming into a figure four, sitting the hips back. Arms might come out in front. Keep breathing. A long, slow, smooth breath here. Begin to undo it. Step your right foot back. Let your hands come down. Frame your foot. Begin to walk your left foot out to the left. Toes point outward. Bring your right foot forward. Toes dial out. And coming into squat. And for some of us, this might be umpire, which is perfect. Arms and legs are pressing. Keeping that breath moving here. While you're here, I want you to think about squeezing your legs into your arms and vice versa. See if you can fire up those low abdominals. They're really helpful in finding your way into crow. From here, hands come down, shoulders width apart again. I'm just gonna step back a little bit. Bring your toes together when you get there. Hands or shoulders width apart. Palms are spread out. We're gonna begin to lift the knees towards the back of the arms. They need to be above the elbows. Look forward, see if you can lift your right toes. Maybe the left toes lift. Can you find those low belly muscles to engage to find your crow pose? Bring your toes up if both toes are up. Release. Let it go. Press down, rise up. And bring yourself back to the top of your mat. Coming back into mountain pose, standing tall, sweep your arms up. Let's bring our hips back, hinge forward, chin in towards your throat. Long spine here. Take your feet back into higher low plank and slowly with control, make your way down, lifting up. Come back into down dog. Bring your right foot forward and through. Dial your back heel down. Come into warrior one. Let your hands come down. Frame your foot. Come onto the ball mound of the back foot. Right foot back. Come down slowly. Lifting. And down, down. Left foot forward and through. Warrior one. Dial the back foot down. Sweep your arms up. Let your hands come down. Frame your foot. Ball mound of the back foot. Step back. And knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Slow, control. Lifting up. And down, down. Few breaths here. As you're ready, bring your feet forward in between your hands. Fold forward. Halfway lift here. Fold forward, sit your hips back. Bring your arms up and forward. Come all the way to stand here. Right back into mountain pose. So this next part, I'm going to turn sideways. And I'm going to do what I can do. You may be able to do more. All right, so standing sideways here, I'm going to cross my left ankle over my right knee like we've done a few times already, coming into that figure four shape. Let the hips move back behind you. Arms come out in front here. Now you could bring the back of your arms onto your shin here and get some length. If you wanted to work on the arm balance here, hands come down, shoulders width apart. Left foot is hugging the right upper arm. And then your back toes might lift and shoot back. Mine are not. And release. Let it go, come on up. So that back leg might shoot straight back behind you. That might be in my next lifetime when that happens for me, but that's fine. And then we'll come to the other side. So once we're here, we're going to pick up our right heel. And we'll be crossing right ankle over left knee. Sit your hips back. Let the arms come out in front. You might begin to bring the back of your upper arms onto your shin and resist. Resist your shin and your arms here and begin to hug your right foot to your left upper arm. So the top of my right foot is hugging the outer part of my left arm. Palms come down, option, shoulders width apart, look forward like you're coming into crow. Back toes might lift. The leg might shoot back. Stay there for as long as you like. Undo when you're ready. Come up, come back to stand here. Right back into mountain pose here. Let's let the hands come down. We'll do a little bit of cooling down. And always remember that we have the centering and grounding and warm-up section. This will get you warm. I don't know that you need to do sun salutation in between this, but always try to do some cool down and some relaxation after. You can cue these up in a playlist on the YouTube channel. So if anyone needs help with that, reach out to me. Let me know. I'd be happy to walk you through how that happens. It's all new to me. So it's all new to me, but I know how to do it. So we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together. I'm letting blocks come under my outer legs. If your hips or if your knees come up really high, slide your feet further away. Take hold of your ankles here. Get long in your spine. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Option here to open your feet. Keep your collarbones broad. Lift your heart space again. Come forward. Let your forehead come down towards your feet and return to your breathing. Return to breathing in your back body. And take one more breath here. Let your hands come down. Press yourself up. Bring your knees together. Heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. And we're going to let the knees drop from left to right. So just neutralizing all of that external rotation that was happening in the hips here. And then we'll stop in the center. From here, coming into a comfortable seated position for you, I'm going to come into crossed legs. And just let your left hand come onto your right knee. Right hand comes around behind, and you might be looking out over your right shoulder here. You could be looking out over your left shoulder too, though. Begin to unwind yourself. Let your right hand take your left knee. The left hand comes around behind. And let your breath move you in and out here. So it's a little bit of movement like an oscillating fan. And we'll come back through to center here. So take some time to cool down. Rest in Shavasana. And keep practicing, keep breathing. Keep doing the meditations, keep taking care of yourself. And until I see you next time, peace. Bye.